Την ερχόμενη εβδομάδα θα ξεκινήσει μια νέα σειρά εβδομαδιαίων προγραμμάτων με τίτλο The Family Law Show. Το πρόγραμμα θα μεταδίδεται στα Αγγλικά και η προβολή της νέας σειράς θα αρχίσει την Πέμπτη 10 Ιανουαρίου στις 7:45 το βράδυ και θα μεταδίδεται κάθε εβδομάδα την ίδια ώρα από τα κανάλια Hellenic TV1 και WNN. Η εβδομαδιαία μας αυτή η εκπομπή με τίτλο The Family Law Show θα παρουσιάζει η γνωστή δικηγόρος Οικογενειακού Δικαίου Lucy Loizou της εταιρείας The International Family Law Group που εδρεύει στο Covent Garden. Τη Lucy Loizou θα πλαισιώνει κάθε εβδομάδα και ένας διαφορετικός δικηγόρος που ειδικεύεται στο Οικογενειακό Δίκαιο. Εδώ να προσθέσουμε ότι το πρόγραμμα θα καλύπτει κάθε πτυχή του οικογενειακού νόμου. Η Lucy Loizou είναι μια διακεκριμένη δικηγόρος στο Οικογενειακό Δίκαιο στην Μεγάλη Βρετανία. Είναι νομικός σύμβουλος σε αρκετά μέλη της παροικίας μας και συχνά χειρίζεται δύσκολες και περίπλοκες υποθέσεις με διεθνείς επιπλοκές. Ας παρακολουθήσουμε ένα απόσπασμα από το πρώτο πρόγραμμα της νέας σειράς με τίτλο The Family Law Show, το οποίο θα αρχίσει να προβάλλεται από την ερχόμενη Πέμπτη 10 Ιανουαρίου.
Καλησπέρα σας. My name is Lucy Loizou and I'm a family solicitor at the International Family Law Group. Welcome to this new programme on Hellenic TV. It's called the Family Law Show. Over the forthcoming weeks, we're going to be giving our viewers advice on various family law topics. We will be joined in the studio by a number of leading practitioners in this country. We will be giving advice in respect of divorce in England and how the finances are dealt with in England. Also in respect of children work. So if you have a dispute in relation to contact or residence or you wish to move abroad with your child, again we will be looking at that. We'll also have a separate show that deals with the alternative ways of dealing with disputes, so by avoiding having to go to court. And if you do have to go to court, then again we're going to give some guidance to our viewers on how to deal with cases that have court proceedings. We will also have a show that deals with unmarried couples and the law that applies to them, as well as a number of other topics. This programme is brought to you by the International Family Law Group. We're a niche family law firm based in Covent Garden. We provide family law services to clients both nationally and internationally. I'm an associate at the firm and I deal with most of our Greek and our Cypriot work. Some of you may know me from my work on London Greek radio. I have a fortnightly radio show where listeners have been calling in for the last couple of years asking questions about family law. I also write for the Parikiyaki newspaper as well as a number of other Greek and Cypriot websites. So moving on to today's programme. Today we're going to be giving an introduction to divorce. In the studio today I'm joined by my colleague Lucy Greenwood. Lucy is a partner at the firm and she specialises in divorce, finance and children work. Lucy's been practising family law for a number of years and is regarded as one of the country's leading specialists. Lucy, welcome to the programme.
Hello.
So the format of our show is we're going to run through a number of different questions and we're hoping that this will provide our viewers with some good guidance. So if we begin, first of all, Lucy, can anyone divorce in the jurisdiction of England and Wales?
You have to have some connection in order to divorce in England and Wales. The most common one is obviously if you live here, that makes it much easier. If you've lived here for at least 6 months, preferably 12 months, then chances are you're going to have the jurisdiction to actually bring divorce proceedings here. There are other situations when you might have jurisdiction based on something called domicile, but it's much more complicated. And if you're not living here and you think you might have a connection sufficient to bring a divorce here in England, then I would recommend you probably go and see a lawyer about it, because that is not quite so straightforward and your claims may be limited as a result of going on that particular ground too.
And if you marry abroad, does that mean that you can't divorce in England?
It's a very popular misconception actually that people that marry abroad have to get divorced abroad. In fact, it's the place where you're living at the time you want to divorce that's probably most significant in terms of where you divorce. As long as you're married validly in another country, and it's a marriage that's recognised here in England, then you don't necessarily have to get divorced in that country. So no, that is a popular misconception.
And say you have a couple who have connections with another country, can divorce proceedings be issued there?
This is something that's very important to know, and one of the first questions we often ask our clients is whether there is any other connection with another country, because it can make a tremendous difference to the outcome of your case where you issue. And obviously if you're acting for one party, it's more beneficial to divorce in one particular country as opposed to another. The variation in laws around the world, and even within England, Wales and Scotland, it's very different, and therefore it's very important to look at this particular aspect carefully. If, for example, there are two European countries in place, as there would be obviously with Greece or Cyprus, then it's even more important that you get some advice very quickly, because something called Brussels II exists, and whoever issues first in time in a particular European country means that they seize jurisdiction in that country. If you are outside of Europe, it isn't quite so important in the sense that they haven't definitely lost jurisdiction, but it's more to do with forum convenience and which country is the most convenient to bring the proceedings in, based on your connections with that country, where the finances are and that sort of thing. But it can be a very costly procedure, so yes, it's very important to ascertain that.
And so that our viewers are aware, one of our shows will be purely looking at the potential outcomes that we have in England. So we'll be touching in more detail on the issues that Lucy's just dealt with.
Μην ξεχάσετε να παρακολουθήσετε το πρώτο πρόγραμμα της ολοκαινούργιας μας σειράς την ερχόμενη Πέμπτη 10 Ιανουαρίου σε 7:45 το βράδυ.